absolutely no sense. I cannot find the data to back up their claims.
But help me understand. Why would police officers and prosecutors want to keep people behind bars? They don't want them to leave. No. Am I wrong on that? Do prosecutors, do they want people to go on personal recognizance more often?
So here's what we've got. We've got this organization in Washington, D.C., and these are the people that are pulling the strings for pretrial services all across the country. And I look at them as a shadowy, radical, Washington, D.C. based special interest group. And I spent 2 days trying to research these guys, and they've got a website. They got no employees. Their filings of their 990s are not out there. This is to me, this is a very shadowy group that is not giving us the information that we need to make this assessment. And that's who Sheriff Robinson is representing today.
Let's bring it over to the Sheriff.
Well, first off, I'm going to respond to that
please
one.
do.
Nobody in Washington, D.C. pulls this sheriff's strings. I can tell you that straight out, right up in your face. No way, no how. Nobody's paying me to be here today other than the taxpayers of Arapahoe County. They pay me to do a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. No one's paying me to oppose this.
Will the people of your county be safer should this pass?
No.
Will they be paying more money in taxes and expenses if this passes?
Absolutely.
Tell me why.
Well, first off, I don't think they'll be safer because the for-profit bond industry does not go out and monitor their clients. They don't have a regular process that they will go out and monitor the sobriety, provide some pretrial treatment, pretrial counseling. That doesn't happen with the for-profit bonding industry. So I don't believe that our community will be safer. And absolutely, the taxpayers of Arapahoe County and all of the other counties of Colorado will pay more money if 102 passes, because our jail populations, who are currently at crowded and overcrowded status, will expand dramatically because it will take longer for people to leave the jail on bond under the requirements of 102. The other part of that is the current system allows people to get back to their job, back to their families, and the data are very clear. Those that have support systems and jobs in place are less likely to recidivate. And if I may, I'd like to respond to one other comment that Robert made, and that's the comment that you made relative to my press conference statements around the Colorado Criminal and Juvenile Justice Commission. I'm proud to have been appointed by the governor to sit on that commission. And the work that we do on that commission is very, very good work. I never cited a study. What I said was the commission made a recommendation that we do exactly 180 degrees away from 102, and that is enhance pretrial services, allow judges to have the discretion, and allow the judiciary to administer more of the bonding process so that funding mechanisms could be brought into place to allow for much needed alcohol, drug, and mental health treatment.
All right, let me hang on a second. I just want to, we've got about 4 minutes left, and I want to get this simplified because I have a feeling a lot of viewers are thinking about this going, pretrial services? They've never heard the term pretrial services up until today. Let me see if I can bottom line this as best I can. Tell me if I'm right or wrong here. If this passes, people will be in jail longer waiting trial. Would that be right? Or they would have to bond out they'd have to go see bond dealers to get out. People will be spending more time in jail waiting for their court dates.
I don't believe that's a fair characterization.
Okay, let me bring it over. Is that a fair characterization?
I believe that is a very fair characterization.
Okay.
And I believe we can demonstrate it with available data.
Let me keep going on the lightning round here. Lightning round here first.
Let me help this.
I will in just a second. Tell me, if this passes, will judges have less discretion in letting people out on personal recognizance bonds?
I don't believe so.
Over here.
Yes, they will.
Okay. Go ahead. You had something to say. I just want to get it down to bite-sized pieces of what you guys are actually disagreeing on.
So this is where it goes to. The National Institute of Justice, okay? Big organization. Research needs. With the exception of the research on pretrial release guidelines, there has been very little empirically grounded research on pretrial release detention decision-making practices and outcomes since the mid-1980s. The sheriff is talking about things that they're talking about, there is no research, there is no data, there is no empirical data. This is a brand new piece that came out within the last 12 months. They're basing their information on
this passes,
gut reactions.
If this passes, there will be another hurdle judges will have to go through in order to let somebody out on personal recognizance.
I believe that's a fair
way to put it?
Yes.
Is that a fair way to put it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And you don't believe that that's going to cause more people to be in jail compared to currently?
I believe that the people who need to be in jail will be in jail, and those that are not a flight risk, are not a risk to society, will still be allowed to get out.
And you're worried because it's going to cost more, because the jails are crowded, and therefore you're not going to. The judges, who you don't always agree with, won't have the same amount of flexibility.
That's correct.
All
That's
right.
one of my concerns.
Less than a minute left. Give me 20 seconds and finish this up. Why should we vote for it?
Well, so why you should vote for Proposition 102 is because the citizens of Colorado deserve to be protected by their law enforcement services. Right now, law enforcement services is actually being undermined by this pretrial services organization, which is in only 10 counties in Colorado and costs Colorado citizens right now $20 million. Pretrial services stated goal is to be in all 64 counties in Colorado. We say that's going to be a $128 million price tag.
Sheriff, why should I vote against this?
Vote against 102. It will cost the taxpayers more money. It will not make us safer. We have a current system that works well. There needs to be enhancements to that system to make it work even better. This is not a tough on crime matter. This is a matter that supports the for-profit bond industry. We are tough on crime, but we also need to be smart on crime.
Sheriff, thank you. Robert, thank you. And especially thank you. Check your blue book for all these issues. Go to the Independence Institute. You'll learn even more. That's independenceinstitute.org. Listen for me late nights on 850 KOA. Tell a friend. We'll see you next week.